It's Barbara from Divine Creative Love. Today I want to show you how to use a really neat tool. It's called the ink spritzer in your Bible journaling. So this tool, you can use it with different size of water-based markers, and it comes with the little insert that you can use with thinner markers. But I like to use them with my Sharpies, so what I'm doing here is I'm removing the little screw on the side and I'm going to take out that insert. And it just slides right out. And to use it with a marker, you just insert the marker until the tip of the marker is right in front of the end of the spritzer, and then you just put the screw in and screw it in place until it's snug. And before I show you how to actually use the spritzer, the first thing you'll want to do is to use gesso on your Bible page, because the ink is so dense, it's easily going to bleed through the page. So on that page I used gesso, but you can still see the red ink showed through a little bit on the back in the pink, and of course later I went in and added a colored pencil cross over the top of it, but you can still see where the pink shows through. So if I hadn't used gesso, you'd be seeing a lot of red on the other side of the page. So I highly recommend that you use clear gesso first before you use the ink spritzer. So I'm going to show you how to do it. It's really easy. You just squeeze that bulb, and the closer you get to the page, the more dense the spray is going to be. So like for this cross, I held it maybe about an inch or so from the page to get that heavy spray. And if you want, you can do like I did and just cut a shape out of some paper and then use some double-sided removable tape to adhere it to the page. In this case, I'm just leaving it on the page without tape. You can see it's getting kind of blown around by the spritzer. But you get the idea that the shape, you'll be spraying around it, so you'll get kind of a reverse shape when you remove the cutout. So you can create some really cool effects. You know, you can do like a heart shape or a circle or a square or a cross or whatever you want to do. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to do a little bit lighter spray and use multiple colors as well. I'm just trying to find the right page. There it is. So on this page I used some parts of it were pretty heavy spray, like at the top right around that heart. But I used a lighter spray on most of the page, and I did 2 different colors. But of course you can use 3 different colors if you want to. And you could also take a sheet of paper and cover up the text if you wanted to. So if you wanted to just spray in the margin, you could do it that way. Because the denser the spray is, the more it kind of obscures the text a little bit. So if you don't want it to be covered up, just use a sheet of paper and only spray in the margin. So for this, I'm holding it maybe a couple inches above the page. So like I said, the higher up, the farther from the page you hold it, the less dense the spray will be. So you can just spray however much you want of the first color and then choose your second color and then just kind of fill in between, or do it however you want. There's definitely more than one way to do it. And the last thing I want to show you is how to do a really light spray. And you can see how it still bleeds through even on the printer paper. But I'm going to show you how to do a really light spray. And be careful to screw the screw tight enough so that it'll hold your marker in place. As you'll see here in a second, my marker accidentally fell out. So you see on this page, it's a very, very light smattering of little ink dots. And then I did like a more dense one inside that stencil in the middle of the page. But for the rest of the page, it was just a little bit. And you'll see here some, yep, there it goes. So be careful when you're screwing in your marker to screw it in securely. Make sure the tip is right in front of the end of the spritzer. So that's how it sprays the ink, kind of uses the air to blow the ink onto the page. So I'm holding it up pretty high. And sorry, the camera's getting a little confused by my hand being there. But you can hold it up even higher than that. I just could only hold it so high so I wouldn't bump the camera. But with this light spray, it kind of can almost be like a galaxy effect, like stars. And when you've finished with your ink spritzer, you'll want to wipe off that tip just a little bit. Sometimes there's a little bit of ink left on there, sometimes there's not, but just check it when you get done with it before you put it away. And there's one more page that I'm going to show you that I actually did a kind of a galaxy effect on. Took me a second to find it. That's when you know your journaling Bible is pretty full, when you have trouble finding things. I know it's there somewhere. So on this page, I did a dark background, and then I actually went in with a silver metallic Sharpie marker and then sprayed those little silver kind of star-like spray all around the page. So you can see, how really cool effects you can create with the ink spritzer depending on how you use it. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you'll get all my future Bible journaling videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye.